Okay, hello, my name is Muhammad Ifan bin Zairi from N4 AM110 to B. Today I want to explain about introduction. Okay, so let's start. What is TN50? The Transformasi Nasional TN50 in Malaysia is a long-term development plan announced on 19 January 2017 by 6th Prime Minister Malaysia Datuk Sri Muhammad Najib Razak at Dewan Tunku Councillor University of Malaya. This TN50 for a national initiative for growth covering the years 2020 to 2050 and introduced a bold new style to policy making. The vision of this TN50 is for Malaysia to become a top 20 country in the world by the year 2050. If we follow the vision of chronology Malaysia, TN50 is the third vision. The first vision is Dasar Ekonomi Baharu 1971-19,000 and the second is Wawasan 2020 and the third one is TN50. In Malaysia's growth journey, TN50 is part of the same continuum taking the baton from Vision 2020. The main Transformasi Nasional 2050 is for change the economy of the country, the well-being of people, the environment, technology, social engagement, governance and public administration. The TN50 also wants to change some of the global outlooks to achieve the top 5 megatrends which are rapid urbanization. TN50 aspirations are not cast in stone and will be refined based on feedback obtained during the year. 7 focus areas list for the TN50 dialogues and commitments are as follows: values, governance, lifestyle, ambience, education, employment, and Malaysian on the international stage. According to the STAR TN50, a good long-term plan, a senior citizen said the TN50 must compare with Vision 2020 that called for the nation to achieve a self-sufficient, industrialized nation encompassing all aspects of life from economic prosperity. Okay, so that's all for the introduction of the N50 planning.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. I am Siti Nur Shahira binti Muhammad Nizam from AM110 2B. My number matric is 2020582725. Today I will present about the policy problem for Transformasi Nasional 2050, which is TN50. To become a top 20 country in the world by the year 2050, Transformasi Nasional agenda is to follow the demand of the public. There are 3 types of demand, which are to ensure the country education is known globally, 2. Sustain development goal, and 3. Reach the urbanizing at an exciting pace. Firstly, for education, the voice of youth become the main reason that government needs to tackle it. The things are often said by the youth are involved, more relevant syllabus, assessment students will not longer be systematic but will concentrate on the each people based on their strength and weakness. Next, the education system also needs to be more flexible, like a student can choose their course through their learning skill as well as the various strengths and interests of the student. In addition, the fresh graduates want the government to take an initiative to create a work opportunities that no longer exist. Furthermore, for the Sustained Development Goal, Malaysians wish that the governmental outlook of Malaysian society need to change and take care of their environment to be more sustainable in the future. Because of the life in city today has reached a level of congestion, the government needs to encourage and integrate the pluralism and grassroots engagement into a more efficient decision-making system for socially sustainable growth. Lastly, To reach a top 20 country, TN plans to avoid the road congestion in Malaysia, especially city centre Kuala Lumpur, so that through the TN50, Padang Besar and Gemas board a double track intercity rail. Not only Gemas and Padang Besar, Suruhanjaya Pengangkutan Awam (SPAD) also take an initiative to build mass rapid transit (MRT) for the country direction from 2021 to 2050. This MRT, known by others' names such as mass transit, metro, subway, or underground. In addition, from Sungai Buloh Kajang, SBK, who want go to the Kuala Lumpur city centre, just take only 40 minutes to arrive. And if resident from SBK want to Kajang, it is take 88 minutes. And this construction will be facilitate the regular daily movement of Malaysian and shaping future mobility. Alright, that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Rumaira. I want to present my part, which is main objectives and goals of National Transformation TN50. The main objective of National Transformation TN50 plan is to make Malaysia a country truly nation authoritative, economic, social and mind. It will be formed by the aspiration of all citizens. Malaysia should have a clear targets to make sure Malaysia will be top 20 place in the world by the year 2050. The main objective and goal of the policy will be driven by clear 30 years goals and targets, which are being developed via inclusive and consultative process. TN50 Vision. National Transformation or TN50 is for create a nation state that truly authoritative and thoughtful par excellence. There are two things that our economy should be achieved. First, RM2 trillion in 8 years. Second, Malaysia is in the list of top 20 countries in this world. This should be a vision for all Malaysians. 7. Focus on TN50 plan. First, moral value. Second, governance. Third, ambience. Fourth, learning and education. Fifth, employment. Sixth, lifestyle.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Syafiqah Syafinas binti Mak Said from class AM110 2B with matric number 2020981973. Will present my slide, which is the actor in correction of the TN15 policy. Actors are a group of the individual who participate in policy-making process and whose preference will determine the policy choice of the current policy. The actor of the policy include an individual, corporation, or other collective entity who possess policy preference and the desire to realize them through their participation in the policy-making process. Suara Belia also involved in TN15 policy. There are 318k members of Suara Belia and they got 13k inspiration from the members. Okay, next. Suara Belia do a dialogue orang Malaysia to spread the inspiration they got for the TN15 policy to Malaysian. Okay, next. There are main themes that be Belia inspiration, which is the first is manpower and employment is an initiative to strengthen the economy. Second, creating sustainable living environment. And the third is the group focused by Suara Belia is a senior citizen, women, civil servant, and children. Next, the role of ministries and departments and state government is to ensure The successful implementation of the TN50 plan is to increase awareness of the TN50 plan to the public by providing information to their respective target groups through future-oriented activities. Okay, the second role of this group is to disseminate information and gather input on the TN15 plan through citizen involving meeting with their respective target group. Okay, finally, the role of the ministry, department and state government is that they need to gather the input they get from their target group on the TN15 plan to the special TN15 unit for the preparation of TN15 documents, the study by subject matter expert SME. Okay, next, the speech of TN50 dialogue perdana that given by the former Prime Minister, which is Datuk Seri Najib, and he spoke about the transformation national 15, about a new vision for the nation of this country. Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak said, we are responsible citizens and forefathers to leave behind the best and the greatest legacy to be inherited by the future generation. Yeah, let the old legacy pass. And this means he wants to build something great that can be left for the future generation of this country. Okay, next. Beside Datuk Sri Najib, his wife, Datin Sri Rosmah Mansor, and Communication and Multimedia Minister, Datuk Sri Dr. Saleh Said Kurwat were also present for this speech. While there are some actors in TN15 planning policy that will help in the success of the TN15 planning. As we know, each actor has his own task. Alright, that's all from the presentation for my slide. Thanks, and we move to the next slide. Thank you.
The strategy of TN50. First, using horizon scanning and strategic foresight methodologies to ensure long-term planning of their country is suitable with need of the future. Second, foresight is a strategic tool for studying the future. It helps to explore prediction and possibilities and how can emerge from the present. Third, changing is inevitable with the challenge of 21st century like globalization, digital era, economic crisis, and disruptive technologies brought on by the fourth industrial revolution to proactively handle this situation. They need to pursue knowledge. Fourth, master technology including to exploit the export distribution technology. It is important to transform the various economic sectors through XTI.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hanis Zati binti Muhammad Fauzi and I will explain about the effectiveness of the policy of TN50. Alright, the importance of TN50 national transformation was created to assess in terms of national preparation to face various obstacles in the world. It is also created for the preparation of the country in the face of world change in the future. So based on SWOT, on the analysis of evaluation of effectiveness of the policy of TN50, what can I conclude is TN50 precedes general election and applies the current trend in policy to set and track key performance indicator, which is known as KPI. In 2016, Prime Minister of Malaysia that time, which is Datuk Seri Najib Razak, announced a 30 years plan to advance Malaysia technologically, economically, environmentally and socially. Transformasi Nasional or Malaysia TN50 plan will enlist the help of the country best and brightest young citizens in the hopes of making Malaysia as a top 20 by 2050. This program for advancement is unique in its broad, bottom-up initiative. The plan call upon the general public, which is primarily younger generation of Malaysia, is to propose and develop plan for the country future rather than enforcing government-created policies. TN50 is essentially an overhaul of Malaysia's society. According to the TN50 websites, between 2021 until 2050, Malaysia hopes to become a top 20 nation in economic development, social advancement and innovation. Despite the emphasis on firm goals, aspiration remains the steering point for the formulation of the TN50. The contribution of TN50 to the cycles depends on the goals, synthesizing values and priorities, and detailing Malaysia's choices. Thus, it is hard to tell whether TN50 is going to invest in the less formulaic and more sober attempt to distinguish the needs of the majority and minority desire and also harmonize conflicting standards. So that's all for me. Thank you. Alright, the recommendation that can be suggested is TN50 must be include long-term initiative, which means a great deal must be done for the country in a time period of policy decision for 15 until 20 years. If the decision not be taken now, we will not be able to see the results for the future generation. Thus, TN50 is expected to invest even more on its flagships, economic and social policies as a program, while subtly pursuing political changes and institution change to put more focus on responsive administration under the government measure.
Okay, in conclusion, all this above about TN50 plan is the key goals for our country to achieve success. And for me, I think mind is the most valuable commodity for our country has and needs to be channeled along the right path. Only then will we be able to fulfill our dreams in the time to come, for democracy would be a failure without minds working together. Because the TN50 is a good plan, but we need to use our mind to make them success. It is important to consider the power of mind. A good one would carry the flow of good, and a poor one would carry the flow of good, and a poor one would cause the flow of destruction. This can only be accomplished by following the path of education. No one should be left out of the scheme. Since the right is not exclusive, it's for both of us. Each of them has their own ideas to give the building blocks of success. We need to use our mind and everything that we need to make the TN50 plan success. Since the word says, bersatu kita teguh, bercerai kita roboh. United we stand, divided we fall. Thank you, that's all.